started with a slap of words so sharp, the entire plane went silent. "People like you don't belong in first class," the flight attendant hissed, her eyes dripping with disgust. The woman sitting by the window, her eyes swollen from crying, her wedding ring glinting faintly in the cabin light, froze. She was dressed in black, a quiet widow on her first flight since burying her husband. She hadn't spoken a word to anyone, and yet she was being humiliated in front of strangers just because of the color of her skin. And none of us could believe what happened next. Her name was Clara Johnson, 53 years old, a quiet woman with soft features and a trembling voice. She carried nothing but a small handbag and a folded flag given to her at her husband's military funeral. When she boarded the plane, she looked lost, not the kind of lost where you don't know your seat, but the kind where life itself has ripped the ground from beneath you. Her husband, Captain David Johnson, had been a decorated pilot who died in a crash serving his country. And now, Clara was traveling alone, her heart broken, her soul heavy with grief. But grief wasn't enough, apparently, because that day, cruelty was waiting for her. The flight attendant, a young woman named Erica, walked up to Clara with a fake smile that dripped venom underneath. "Ma'am, I think you're in the wrong seat," she sneered. Clara's voice was barely above a whisper. "No, this is my ticket. 2A. Erica rolled her eyes so hard, the people in the next row noticed. "First class isn't charity seating. Are you sure you didn't mean economy?" Passengers shifted uncomfortably. Some looked away. Some stared. Clara's hands trembled as she pulled her ticket from her bag, her ring catching the light. Erica snatched it, scanned it, and then laughed bitterly. "Well, I'll be damned. Guess they let anyone up here these days." The word sliced through the air. Clara's lips quivered. Her eyes watered, but she said nothing. And that silence felt heavier than thunder. But here's what Erica didn't know. Clara Johnson wasn't just a grieving widow. She wasn't just another passenger. She was someone who carried quiet power. Someone who, in just a few minutes, would flip this humiliation upside down. And the way it unfolded would leave every single person on that plane in shock. The flight hadn't even taken off when Erica returned. "Ma'am," she said louder this time, "your bag is too big. It doesn't belong up there." "It's just my husband's," Clara started, clutching it, but Erica yanked it from her hands. The folded flag slipped out and landed on the floor. Gasps echoed. Clara's face turned white. Tears streamed silently down her cheeks as she bent to pick it up with trembling fingers. And then Erica said it, the sentence that froze the entire cabin. "Why do you people always play the victim card? It's pathetic." You could hear a pin drop. Clara wasn't just humiliated. She was shattered. The widow of a fallen hero, treated like dirt in front of strangers. And still, she sat in silence. For a moment, it felt like evil had won. But then, the captain's voice broke the silence. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Before we take off, I'd like to personally welcome someone special on board." The door to the cockpit opened. The co-pilot walked out and leaned close to Clara. "Minister Johnson," he whispered, loud enough for everyone to hear, "we're honored to have you here. Thank you for everything you've done for aviation safety in this country." Gasps rippled through the cabin. Minister. Aviation minister. The woman Erica had mocked, insulted, and humiliated was the highest authority in the skies. Clara slowly stood. Her tears hadn't dried, but now her posture shifted. She looked taller, stronger. Passengers' eyes followed her every move as she turned to the flight attendant. Her voice, soft but firm, cut through the silence. "You disrespected me not because of mistake, but because of prejudice. You shamed a widow. You insulted a soldier's sacrifice. And you treated a passenger like trash when your job is to serve with dignity." Erica's face turned pale. She stammered, I didn't know who you were." Clara's eyes blazed. "You shouldn't have to know who someone is to treat them with respect." The cabin erupted in murmurs. Passengers nodded. Some even clapped softly. The co-pilot spoke into his headset. Within minutes, 2 security officers boarded. Erica was escorted off the plane in silence. Her arrogance, gone. Her career, finished. Justice had arrived. Clara sat back down, clutching the folded flag to her chest. The cabin crew, new attendants now, treated her with the reverence she deserved. Some passengers leaned in, offering words of respect. But Clara didn't boast. She didn't gloat. She simply whispered to the flag, tears rolling down her cheeks. David, we're still fighting battles. But today, we won one. And in that moment, every single person on that plane learned something unforgettable. That cruelty can hide behind a uniform. That prejudice can disguise itself as authority. But dignity, courage, and justice will always find a way to rise. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to comment where you're watching from. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss another powerful story like this. Tell me, what would you have done if you were sitting on that plane? Would you have spoken up or stayed silent?